Today we are going to change the oil and oil filter on a RZR XP 1000. The tools you're going to need for this job are your machine's owner's manual, some shop rags, an oil funnel, an oil filter wrench, an oil drain pan, a ratchet with a 6mm Allen head, and a foot-pounds torque wrench. If you refer to your owner's manual, it suggests that you change your filter and oil every 50 hours or 1,000 miles. The parts you're going to need for this job are 3 quarts of oil, a new oil filter, and we recommend a new crush washer for your drain plug. We have plenty of different options to choose from as far as your oil and oil filter go. We also have a few different kits that include everything needed to complete your oil change. The first thing you're going to want to do is start up your engine and let it idle for a minute or two. This is going to suspend any contaminants in the oil, and it will also make it easier to drain. You'll notice that we have our RZR up on ramps right now. This will give us easier access to the drain bolt underneath. You'll want to make sure and safely support your machine to avoid any damage to yourself, your machine, or your shop. The next step is to slide underneath and locate your drain bolt. This RZR has a skid plate with holes in it, so we will not have to remove the skid plate. After you locate your bolt, you can then get your 6mm Allen head and then loosen and remove the bolt. As you remove your drain plug, make sure your oil drain pan is in place and then go ahead and remove the plug. Now you'll want to remove the seats in the machine to gain access to the oil filter. With the seats now removed, we can remove the access panel. This is going to give us access to the oil filter. It's a good idea to stuff a rag underneath your oil filter. This will hopefully catch any oil that spills out while removing the filter. Then, using a filter wrench, we're going to go ahead and remove the filter. Once you've broken it loose with the oil filter wrench, usually you can unscrew it by hand the rest of the way. Now with the oil filter removed, you'll want to clean the sealing surface with a rag. This will ensure that the new filter can make a good seal. Now we're going to lubricate the new oil filter. You're going to want to first inspect the O-ring and make sure it's in good condition. And then you're going to grab some fresh oil and thoroughly lubricate the O-ring of the new filter. You will then want to go ahead and install the new filter. Once you get it started, you're going to want to run it in until the O-ring hits the sealing surface of the engine. You are then going to want to turn it 1/2 turn past that. Because we went with the Tusk oil change kit, it comes with a new crush washer. So we're going to remove the old crush washer and install the new one. Now is also a good time to inspect the threads on your drain bolt to make sure they're in good shape. If they're not, go ahead and replace it. Now we're ready to reinstall the drain bolt. We're going to take a rag and make sure the sealing surface on the engine casing is clean. Once it is, you can go ahead and re-thread your drain bolt up into the case. You'll always want to start this by hand to avoid cross-threading. Once we get it started, we're going to torque the drain bolt to 12 foot-pounds. Now we're going to move up to the bed of the machine and remove the rear access panel. This will give us access to the oil filler cap. Now we can remove the fill cap from the valve cover. We'll now put in our trusty, not dusty funnel. And then add 2.5 quarts of oil to the machine. Now that we've added about 2.5 quarts of oil to the machine, we're going to move up and check the oil levels. So go ahead and remove your funnel and reinstall the fill cap. Now we're going to start the engine and let it idle for about 15 seconds before moving back and checking the oil levels. Back at the dipstick, you're then going to want to pull out the dipstick, wipe it off once, reinstall it and make sure it seats all the way down, pull it out, and then check your oil levels. You can see that the oil level on this dipstick is right in the safe zone. If you need to, go ahead and add or remove any oil to get your levels in the safe zone. Now reinstall your dipstick, your access panel in the rear of the bed, your access panel in the cab, and reinstall your seats. It's a good idea to check your oil level, drain bolt, and oil filter after you first start up your bike to check for leaks. Remember that everything needed for proper machine maintenance is available at Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more how-to and product spotlight videos.